Here's a thought for you. At least this is true for me. It seems the only time I ever learn anything is when I'm wrong. And, of course, you got to realize that you're wrong and change your mind about something. But if you think about it, learning is almost always about figuring out what you thought you knew was not what is. And so just think about that. And so somebody challenged me in the comments about something I said regarding allergies and words just fly out of my brain every now and then. Allergies, and it's right there on the tip of my tongue. Cravings, that's the word I was looking for. Allergies and cravings. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, it just that's a thought. So this is tied to another thought, in that what you think about what you eat has maybe as much, if not more, effect than what you actually eat. So I'd mentioned some scientific studies that are starting to look at that, and how foods are labeled. If a food is labeled healthy versus unhealthy, then your body may physically react differently to it based on the belief in those labels. So the belief in your food. Are you eating food because you have to, the whole rabbit food thing? Or are you eating food that you enjoy, that you believe is good for you? That's we don't know how deep that rabbit hole of belief goes. Some people think that it's absolutely everything, and other people think that it's absolutely nothing. And of course, the truth is likely somewhere in between. And it'll be interesting to figure that out where it is. But for now, it's nice to explore it, and it's nice to figure out the pieces that you figure out that you control. And I think that's the most important part, is where you gain your control, where you have sort of mastery. And that whole, it's so difficult to describe belief because we're smack dab in the middle of it, whatever it is, and it's a subjective experience. Subjective experience. And my subjective experience of a thing is completely different from your subjective experience of a thing. And there's no way that I can explain red or green or blue to you without you having seen red or green or blue. And there's no way that we know that the red, green, or blue that you've seen is anything even remotely similar to the red, blue, or green that I've seen. And vice versa. So this whole, what it's like to be you is uniquely you. What it's like to be a cat is uniquely a cat. And we'll never know what it's like to be a cat, and I will never know what it's like to be you. That's the whole beauty and the challenge of this whole subjective thing. But when you start exercising that belief muscle, if you will, it's fascinating. Is the tail wagging the dog, or the dog wagging the tail? And maybe it's both, which is maybe that's a cop-out answer. I don't know. I know that I don't know everything. I would love to, but I know that I don't. And every time I'm wrong, I learn something new. So and of course I love thinking about thinking. So there you go. So thank you for all of that, and yeah, keep those comments coming, because it puts me on my toes and makes me think about things, and I really appreciate that. Right, thanks guys.